One of the hardest things to do when planning any vacation is deciding where you're going to stay. Let's say you decide to visit Central Florida. There are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of places to choose from. Here at Universal Orlando, they have 8 on-site hotels with 3 more on the way. And today, I start my journey of staying at every Universal property to let you know whether or not they are worth booking. Up first is Loews Royal Pacific. I got my bags. Let's go get checked in. So where this stems from is the other day I was having a conversation with someone and they asked me what I thought I wanted to do when I grew up, and I gave them the typical answers, a doctor, a firefighter, a lawyer, a dinosaur, just your normal stuff. And then I had this recollection or this memory of at one point wanting to be like a food critic or like a hotel critic, just a critic. The part of that I don't like is the idea of like having to carry around your little notebook or whatever and writing down all the things, like writing down scores and doing all that stuff. That just makes me really nervous. So I wrote a notebook, and that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to rate the hotel based on these 5 categories: room, amenities, service, food, and of course value. For each of those 5 categories, I will give the hotel a ranking between 1 and 5, 5 being the best, and the hotel has to score 18 or better for me to say that it is worth booking. I have a squeaky chair. Some of these categories will have to be evaluated for the duration of our stay, like service. Service could be kind of spotty today, but then tomorrow they could turn around and give me a lifetime supply of Diet Dr. Pepper, and that would certainly earn them a 5. While other categories can be evaluated pretty quick and easily, such as room, which is where we're at right now. So that's where we'll start. This room has pretty much everything you could need for your stay. It does come with a bed for sleeping, and like most hotels, you can choose whether you want a king-size bed or 2 queens. And I typically go for 2 queens because I have 1 bed for sleeping and 1 bed for storage. There's multiple chairs and even a desk for when you're doing very important work. A pretty big TV, drawers for all of your clothes. It's got a coffee maker with sugar options, and it has a mirror, and another mirror, and another mirror, and this weird mirror which it does something really strange when you zoom. I thought it looked cool. The bathroom's really nice with a good sink and a big shower. And there is even a mini fridge. Hello. Bet you weren't expecting to be in there. But yeah, it's pretty much got everything you could ever need from a hotel. Plus lots and lots of mirrors. Here's the thing. If you're coming down here to go to the theme parks, in my opinion, there's only one thing that truly matters when it comes to your hotel room. How's the bed? The thing that matters to me is pillows. I am a pillow snob. And fortunately for Universal, the signature hotels, the hotels that are in the signature class, which Royal Pacific is part of, the pillows are so amazing. I have always loved these pillows. I mean, there have been times that I have looked and looked and looked to see what these pillows are. And I found them, and they're really expensive. But like I said, if you're at the theme parks all day, all I want from a hotel room is basically a place to sleep and somewhere that I'm very comfortable. And I'm very comfortable here. Like, I could go to sleep right now. After a lot of deliberation and critical thinking, I'm ready to give the room a score of 3.5. Like I said, nothing too fancy. Everything that you could need or want is in this hotel room. The bed is comfortable, the pillows are great, and a little bonus is Royal Pacific is actually pet friendly, so I could have brought the dogs for an additional charge. I believe there's a charge, and there might be like certain rooms where you can bring dogs and not others. But yeah, so it's pet friendly, which is always a bonus. So it is currently 6:24, and I have not eaten yet today, but luckily for me, Royal Pacific has, I think, 5 different restaurants or restaurant-esque type places to eat. One of them's Tuk Tuk Market, which is like a grab-and-go type place. But I think what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to grab like an appetizer at one. So that's probably Tuk Tuk. I'm going to go and grab dinner at another one and then dessert at a third one so that tonight I can cover some of the food. And then tomorrow I'll grab some additional stuff so I can give a really thorough rating on the food. But anyways, I am ravenous. Let's head downstairs. I was about to walk out the door and I realized that I still have my Mickey's Not So Scary Crocs on. And one of the places that I'm going to eat is kind of nice, so I need to change shoes.
Tuk Tuk Market is not only fun to say, but it's where you're going to get most of your quick and easy food options. They have tons and tons of snacks to choose from, ranging from chips all the way to oatmeal. They've got cold drinks, but the reason that I come here is the pretzel.
So I'm going to treat this as like appetizer, dinner, dessert. I may have already said that. I have probably talked about these pretzels before. I know I have in another video. And so they have like different kinds. They have like a Hawaiian pretzel, and then this one's a jalapeno soft pretzel. Also, I got a Coke Zero. I'm normally a Diet Coke or a Diet Dr. Pepper person. However, both of those were warm, and this was frosty cold, so I got that. The Tuk Tuk Market is just like your grab and go spot. They do have like counter service where you can order food from. They got sandwiches, pizza, these pretzels. They also have gelato, so you can get some ice cream, and it's open relatively late. I believe that the sign said tonight it's open until 11 p.m. So if you're getting back to the parks or getting back from the parks late, it's a good place to stop and grab something. In case it hasn't been obvious until this point, Royal Pacific actually has a like a Pacific Island theme to it. You're supposed to feel like you're on a Pacific Island somewhere. It feels a lot like Hawaii with just the decor and everything. And they even have a luau, and I believe it's right over here. I think this is the seating for it. But those only happen on Saturday night. It is a Monday. I think they start at 6 o'clock, and they are like $100 a person. So I've never done it, but I kind of want to try. Sometimes I truly think there's something wrong with me. Like I always get these like jalapeno things, cheddar jalapeno or jalapeno flavored things, jalapeno poppers. And it never crosses my mind that they might be spicy. And every time it's spicy. But anyways, I think I'm done with my pretzel. It is time for the main course of this 3-course meal that I'm creating.
Our next stop brings us to the Orchid Lounge, which in my opinion is the crown jewel of Royal Pacific. Orchid Lounge is actually a sushi bar, which makes it my favorite. Not only are the food and drinks good, but the atmosphere is amazing. I mean, this place is beautiful, and it seems to get really busy around 6 or 7 o'clock at night. Everyone seems to hang out here. This is the restaurant that's in the main lobby, so that makes sense. And so for the main course, I got a roll of sushi. What else would I get? I would tell you the name, but I don't know the name. The server said, "Hey, the chef's special's good today," and I said, "That sounds special." So this is what I ordered.
This is so insane. I do have a question, and I could Google it, but that's no fun. What's the difference between pink ginger and ginger-colored ginger?
After sitting there and pondering that life-altering question for a little while, and trying to conceal the fact that I am still wearing Crocs, I decided to take a little stroll around the resort. I watched some American football, all before heading downstairs to eat some
Dessert. I made my way down to Jake's American Bar. I have eaten here a few times, but the one thing I've never had is a dessert. And now I know why. Like, I'm looking at the menu, and I have, like, decision paralysis. I feel like I'm going to make the wrong decision no matter what I get. I literally couldn't decide. I almost ordered all of them, but nobody needs that, and that would be wasteful. So I asked the waitress what her favorite was, and she had tried them all, and she named 2 of them. And of the 2, I wanted the mud pie the most. I realized that in that moment. Also got black coffee. Hot. I love the outline of the fork. It's like in the old like detective movies. It looks like the fork was murdered on the plate and they chalk outlined it. That is one of the most delicious things I've ever put in my mouth. It's decadent, it's silky. You ever eat something so good you just have to like stop and think about life for a minute? Yeah, that's what's happening. I am so full. I am like just stuffed to the gills, but everything was so delicious. I'm not quite ready to give my score on food yet, but I think we're close. Like if I was going to give it right now, it would be very, very high. The sushi was amazing. And then that mud pie, I will dream about that mud pie. I will think about that from time to time and just have moments of pure bliss because of that mud pie. I am still worried about the fork. Hope he's doing okay wherever he is, but the pie, whew, I miss you already. So I was going to go to the gym, but the gym closes at 10, and it is 10:27, so that is no longer happening. But what I am going to do is I'm going to put on my shoes, my actual shoes, and I'm going to walk over to City Walk. So one of the great things about staying on site is you are pretty close to the theme parks. City Walk is just like the restaurants and stuff right outside the theme parks. The theme parks are closed. They closed at 7 tonight, but City Walk's open till midnight, and I could really use a walk. So cut to the walking. So one of the great things about Royal Pacific is that you have a few ways to get to the parks. One is walking, like I just did. 8 minutes, not that bad of a walk. And then you have the buses, and you also have the water taxis, which is kind of unique to this level of hotel with the water taxis, but they're great. One of my favorite things to do is jump on the water taxis. I can't believe how empty City Walk is. I've seen like one or two other people walked around a little bit. There's like nobody here. It is like 55 minutes until this place closes, so it kind of makes sense, but still it's weird to see it desolate. Normally the only time I'm here this late is like an after hours event, so you know, the meetups, HHN, something along those lines, but it is weird seeing it like this. I guess I'm gonna head back. Yeah. Okay, so I'm back in the room. I jumped in the shower. It was just so muggy and hot outside. When I actually walked out there, it was raining and my lens fogged up, and I had to stand there for like 20 minutes before I could even walk to let the lens unfog. It was just a big ordeal. However, we need to talk about a few of the other things. So we haven't really even touched on amenities. I've been using some of the amenities, like the walking path. That is an amenity. Like not all the hotels have a walking path to and from the parks. It only took me like 8 minutes, which was great. And it's just really convenient. Like sometimes you don't want to wait on a bus or a water taxi. And while I'm saying that, there are buses and water taxis, and you can use either one of them here at Royal Pacific. But if you're like me, sometimes you just want to walk. Now, something I found out when I got back. So when I got back, it was after 11. So all of the downstairs stuff was closed, like all of the markets. And I just wanted water. And I assumed that there would be a vending machine. There wasn't. So here I am, about to rip open one of these $7.50 Fijis, which just really hurts, but I need water. There's not a vending machine on property, which I think that's weird. Like, just not one vending machine. I mean, you know, charge me the $4 or $5 for a bottle of water. Like, you know, I'm cool with that. Not cool with it, but that's what it's going to be at a theme park, and that's fine. But now I've got to drink room temperature $7.50 water, which feels way worse. It's the best money I've ever spent. But tomorrow we're going to be testing more of the amenities, like when we get up and going. Tomorrow's just going to be a full day. The one that we can touch on, though, is value. When it comes to value, I've paid a lot of different prices for a room at Royal Pacific. I bet I've stayed here at least 15 to 20 times at this point, and I've paid just all over the place. Sometimes really cheap, sometimes pretty expensive. I think this one was right in the middle, like pretty standard. Tonight was $388 and change. But in my opinion, for what you get, that's a good price. On top of all the amenities outside of a vending machine, because they don't have one of those. The pool is great, which we will check out tomorrow. You have all the different like transportation options to and from the park. You have like priority seating for dining and just a bunch of other stuff. But the big one with Royal Pacific and a couple of the other signature hotels is that you get the unlimited express pass with your stay here. So this is a 2-park unlimited express pass, and I just looked on the website, and today they were $174.99, and tomorrow they are $174.99. And the room key that you get is actually your express pass at these hotels, and it was valid for today. I just didn't make it over to the parks, and it's valid for tomorrow, and I will be making it over to the parks to utilize that. I do have to say that this room was provided to me by my friends over at Orlando Informer to help celebrate and kick off them selling hotel rooms over on their website. Y'all know I love working with them, and they've always been like my go-to when people ask for single day tickets to the parks or single night tickets for Halloween Horror Nights or any of that stuff, because you can typically save some money by getting your tickets over there. But now, while you're getting your tickets, if you need a hotel room, you can book that through them, and it just makes things way easier. So once again, a big thank you to Orlando Informer for giving me this room to show you guys and to sleep in. If you guys need single day tickets or HHN tickets, or now if you want to book your hotels through them, or if you just want to check out one of their after hours events that are fantastic, you should definitely do that. I'll put a link in the description. So for me, value, it's kind of a no-brainer. I just need my Sharpie. So yeah, value, easy 5. I mean, the express passes alone make the value a no-brainer. Amenities, no vending machine, that kind of hurts. But then service, like my service has been great so far. All the team members and the servers and like the front desk, everyone's been so helpful and like courteous and nice. It's been great. But I have one big test that I've got to do. It's currently 3:30. Well, 3:41. I slept through my first alarm. But there's only one thing on my mind at this time of night. Hi, Mark. I was curious, could I get a shrimp cocktail sent to room 1713?
Mark was so nice. He probably thinks I'm really weird, but he was great. It arrived. They must think I am crazy, but also shrimp cocktail is the bomb. As I'm sitting here eating a 4 a.m. shrimp cocktail, I know what it's time to do. Listen, I don't know much, but I do know good service when I see it. That shrimp cocktail got to me in like 15 minutes, which is speedy for this time of day. Service definitely gets a 5, and that is my best attempt at drawing a shrimp. All right, guys. That was about as much fun as my little heart can take, so I'm going to bed. I'll see y'all in the morning. Oh, can't reach. Good morning. Today has started off kind of hectic. Like I've had to really quickly get everything packed up because I slept through an alarm. I don't know why. Maybe it was the 4 a.m. shrimp cocktail. I also had a weird dream that I was a captain of a fishing vessel. But anyways, checkout is at 11 a.m. and it is currently 10:50. So I have got to get out of here. I got to let somebody else have the room so they can have a shrimp cocktail really early tomorrow morning. Let's go downstairs. Something I was running too far behind to talk about was the state of my shirt. This is the most wrinkled I think I have ever seen a shirt. I tried everything. I tried ironing it. Nothing worked, which is really shocking considering how carefully I packed it. Luckily for us, there is a gift shop downstairs where they sell souvenirs from the parks and, fortunately, t-shirts. So I bought one and changed into that. The amenities are off to a hot start this morning. I mean, the amenities have been amenitying. So when I got downstairs, I just couldn't stand how wrinkled that shirt was, even if I ironed it. It was way too wrinkled, so I bought a new shirt, and then I dropped off my bag over at Luggage Services. So in all of the hotels here at Universal, there are luggage services where if it's your checkout day or your check-in day, say you get here early and your room's not ready, you can drop your bag off, and they'll hold it while you go use your Express Pass to go to the parks, and then on your checkout day, your Express Pass is still valid, so you drop off your bags, which is exactly why I used it today. But yeah, the amenities, they're working. I need caffeine. And lunch. Okay, so I made it out to the pool. This pool is gorgeous. I love this pool and all the water features and everything. But this is where I'm going to grab lunch. So I'm going to eat at Bula Grill. I think that's how you say it. The way this restaurant works is it's their poolside restaurant. So there are tables that you can sit at if you so choose. But you can also just pick a chair. If you want to sunbathe for a little bit, and all the chairs have QR codes, and the QR codes take you to a menu where you can order, and all the chairs have a table number, and yeah, it's basic QR code stuff. Got my Diet Coke, the good stuff. For lunch, I ended up ordering this chicken wrap. I believe it was a curry chicken wrap, and to be honest, it was probably my least favorite meal I had during this stay, but it was good enough that I would get it again. One thing I really enjoyed about Bula was the menu seemed to be catered for things you would want to eat sitting by a pool. So some lighter fare. I mean, they did have pizzas and stuff, which isn't exactly light, but they had wraps and cold sandwiches, things that you would want when it's 9,000 degrees. All the food during this stay has been great, but that is the last time I'm going to eat for this stay. Not ever, just for this stay. So y'all know what time it is. Food, it gets an easy 4. All the food was wonderful, but it's not my favorite food on property. I'll have to check out that hotel and show you guys all of that at some point. But now I'm going to jump on a water taxi. Kind of like that one right there. I think it actually just left me. I think that's leaving my dock. I'll wait on the next one. But I'm going to head over to the parks and finally utilize the best amenity that you can get, and that is the unlimited Express Pass. I don't know if y'all could see that, but it was just over 4 minutes via the water taxi to City Walk. So it's 8 if by land and 4 if by sea. but yeah, that's a really good amenity to have, because at the end of a long day in the parks, especially if you've been here and you've walked 25,000 steps, just having an option that'll get you back to your hotel room really quickly without having to walk anymore is just it's a lifesaver. Trust me. When you use the water taxi for the first time, you'll never go back.
As for the amenities, there are a ton of them, like the water taxi, the walkway, the pool, things that I didn't even get to use. I didn't get in the pool. There was an arcade, there's different kinds of shops, all kinds of stuff, but it's all there to make your experience better, and it definitely does. Like, I don't think you can use all of them in a single trip, well, at least if you're only there for a day like I was, but it's nice to know that they exist. And I'm sure the big question that's on everybody's mind, amenities is the last one, right? Like, I haven't rated it. Well, I rated it on the boat ride over here. And it gets a 3.5. Amenities gets a 3.5. And if you're wondering why a 3.5, after I've sat here and talked about how much I love the amenities, it's because there wasn't a vending machine. That's like a 0.5 point deduction. I was so thirsty last night. And that $7.50 Fiji just, half a point gone. So that gives us a grand total of 21, which means, yes, I would definitely recommend booking and staying at Royal Pacific. It's probably the hotel that I've stayed at the most, even though it might not be my favorite. I've definitely stayed there more than any other place. Another big thank you to Orlando Informer for providing me this room, and now I am going to go and utilize that express pass so I can go ride this without having to wait in a giant line. Great timing. Okay, see ya.